there is a democracy issue going on here too, because remember, this is what the American voters voted for. And this is federal law right now, the Trump
Yeah.
administration is enforcing, that local protesters are trying to block through violence. If you can imagine another situation for a second, Larry, if you could imagine you had a segregationist mayor or governor in a local state who said, we believe our values are contrary to the Civil Rights Act of 1964. We believe in a segregated society. We're going to start segregating groups by race in lunch counters, schools everywhere else, charter schools because they have to be private. And if the feds come in and try to enforce it, we are going to bring our mobs out in the streets and we're going to block them from enforcing it. What would the mainstream news media be saying? What would the left be saying? Their heads would be exploding. You would hear nothing
Of
but
course.
the end of it. But so you can't pick and choose when you're part of a federal system. You can't pick and choose what you want to nullify. You either belong to a union, you belong to the federalist system, and you agree there are federal laws that are supreme that the federal government can enforce.
Well,
And so I think this is a
but that
democracy issue for.
that you're right,
Go
but
ahead.
that's not where the power and energy and frankly fundraising is in the Democratic Party right now, Julian. That's not I mean, I know that it's a problem once they gain power, but right now I'm seeing the fundraising emails and it's all about the resistance.
Well, it's a lot of this is the narcissism of elites, the idea that they want to make themselves, that they tell themselves a story about themselves, that they are more virtuous than the unwashed masses. And this is a way in which, Al Garvey has written this great book, We Were Never Woke. And he talks
Yeah.
about this as being sort of a very self-serving thing to make the elites believe that they are more virtuous than the rest. When in fact, what they're doing is, I mean, do you hear them saying anything about the Iranians, the tens of thousands that are
Hmm.
being slaughtered, or what's going
Yeah.
on in Sudan,
Right.
or what's going on in Yemen? No, because there is this emerging on the left, and I'm sorry to say this as somebody who came out of the left, there is this emerging red-green coalition
Yeah.
where you've got socialists, getting together with more extremist versions of in elsewhere, whether it's Islamist political Islam or whether it is communist China. All of the people share one thing in common, which is the deconstruction of the West.
Hmm.
And that is a thing that's great if you want to virtue signal on social media and get up your followers, because social media is fundamentally about disdain and contempt. And if you can generate contempt on the other side, you get more followers, you get more money. But it is a very, very destructive path that the left and the Democratic Party is going down.